it is what it is. This is what the job is, and this is a day in the life of me. So you just have to grin and bear it, or skip. So yeah, let's get on with it. Good morning, people. Hope you're all well. Welcome back to the channel, Kev from KRT Electrical Services. And today we're back at a project I've been working on for the last couple of months. It's been a bit stop-starty, this one, but we're back to second fix, some lights, some sockets and stuff in a kitchen. So I had a wall knocked down. I did post a bit about this on Instagram and stuff like that while I was doing it, but yeah, so we're here to second fix. The client's actually on holiday at the moment, so we've got the place to ourselves, which is nice because it's just, we can just crack on. So yeah, let me just run you around. Right, so here we are, we're in the kitchen, as you probably worked out. Yeah, so there we are. So got a double socket here, cooker switch, that goes down to the cooker outlet, which is behind this panel at the moment, which I can't get to. 4-gang switch, because we've got a row of downlights, and a pendant there, and a pendant there. But the 6 downlights, which are this side of the kitchen, are switched separately to the 6 downlights which are that side of the kitchen. So yeah, we've got a 4-gang switch there, and then generally just socket outlets. There, bonding to connect for the gas, socket outlet there. And then there's going to be a big larder unit here, so what I've done is run a 20 amp radial in, and there's going to be a washing machine, tumble dryer, fridge freezer, so that radial is just there to supply those appliances on their own. So, but obviously that can't be finished off until the actual kitchen is in, so I can't finish this job today, but I'm purely here to get the lights on, get the sockets on, get the cooker circuit in a position where it can be livened up. Yeah, so as I say, the client's on holiday, so we've got the place to ourselves. So what we'll do is put you on the side and crack on. Right, so the accessories we're fitting today are, so we've got all these from a company called Internet Electricals, who are based in Ipswich and Suffolk, and to be perfectly honest, the prices they do online are absolutely brilliant, and it was next day delivery. So I think these downlights, which are the JCC fire guards, the cans, they're about £1.50, £2 cheaper than the likes of CEF and other places. So I've got 15 of those, I only need 12, but I've got 3 for another job as well. And then the standard click mode stuff, which I always use. So yeah, just branded white accessories, white bezels, etc. So those are what we're going to be fitting. Just having a quick look around, the old muck spreader's done quite a decent job really. So he's not filled our back boxes full of muck, and he's actually gone around them quite nicely. So hopefully should make for quite a nice finish. I know the client's very they've decorated a little bit, but I think it's not finished decorated. So so yeah, but what shall I crack on with first? Shall I do the sockets first or downlights? Let's do the sockets first, get the easy bit out of the way, and then we'll do the downlights. So I'll put you on the side, I'll show you me terminating a couple of sockets which you've seen a million times by other Sparks and me. So, but it is what it is. This is what the job is, and this is a day in the life of me. So you just have to grin and bear it, or skip. So yeah, let's get on with it. Right, so as you've just seen, terminated the socket. So a little closer look. So nicely terminated, no copper on show, but then we've not pinched any of the insulation as well. So yeah, so that socket's now ready to go back. Let's put you back up there, tilt you down. So what I do when it comes to putting sockets back is bring the conductors in like that, so they sit nicely in the back box, and then loop them up like that, so we get a nice little loop effect. So they go down and then up, and then what you get is, as they go back, just push them in like that, and then they sit back nice and gently like that. So yeah, that's how I do it. There you go, so this socket's terminated, nice and level, nice and square on the wall. No one bites the dust. Right, so we've terminated all the sockets. They're all bob on level, which is lovely. Stabila, the only levels to use. So yeah, we've done all them. This was an old one which was left because the client needed some power, so I've left that there, but obviously that's going to be taken away today once I've livened the new socket circuit up, and then obviously that's going to need to be filled with some bonding and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm going to do that on a plaster or whatever, but yeah. So the same with that there. I mean, I never left that open like that, but clearly the plasterer has, which is a bit rough really, but yeah, anyway, my bits here are they're all terminated, which is all good. So just a bit of history, because I didn't do a video on this when I first fixed this. I'm not a fan of rings, so I don't tend to install rings unless I really have to, but there's no real circumstances where I really have to. So this is on a radial, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sockets on a radial, and then you've got a separate radial for the appliances. So that one there, which I can't touch yet because there's a larder unit going here, as I said, so I can't do anything with this one, but that's a separate 20 amp radial for 3 appliances. Yeah, so we've got 5 socket outlets and 1 radial. That radial there, which is going to be for the appliances. And then what I also did, normally I would leave the cooker isolator in a cupboard or something like that, but what I've done is put it above worktop level, and that is going to have a isolation switch with a socket, because the client hasn't really got much workspace area. So yeah, so I decided to do that as well. So yeah, I tend to install radials. I know there's a big debate in the industry about rings or radials. I like radials, and as you can see, this is a board I've done before already. I've got to clear all this out obviously, but yeah, they're my circuits coming through here. So we've got 2 radials, a lighting circuit and a 10mm for the cooker. So yeah, let me know what you think about rings, radials down in the comments. I know there's a big debate in the industry about it, but that's my thoughts on it. There's more to go wrong with a ring, although I'm happy with obviously my ability to create a ring and make it nice and balanced, but I just think over time there's more to go wrong with them. Yeah, so I intend to install more radials than rings really. So yeah, let us know what you think. Let's get on with some lights, shall we? Hopefully I can cut holes in the right place and find the cables. So lighting. So this ceiling here, was in pieces. There was bits cut out of it by other people, bits cut out by me, so I think what the plaster has done is overboarded it. So obviously all my cables are up in the ceiling. So the important thing to do then is to take a little diagram with all your measurements, which I've done here. So that's the lounge wall, which is behind me, and that's the garden. So I've got all my measurements here, and hopefully fingers crossed that translates into the ceiling now. So when we cut our holes, cut our holes, we're going to find our cables where they were. The only thing with overboarding ceilings, I don't know whether they're boarded straight on top of the old board or whether they're battened or whatever. So the problem is with if they batten, is there could be timber in the ceiling where we didn't anticipate there was going to be timber in the ceiling, and obviously that interferes with the position of our cable. So yeah, we'll see. But anyway, so we've got 750, 750. So what I've done is pinged a laser, door laser, 750 off the wall. I stick that tape on the wall because obviously client's painted, so I don't want to mark the wall with pencil, pen, Sharpie, etc. So stick the tape on the wall and then ping the laser up, which actually goes straight through the middle of all both our pendants, as you can see, and then comes over to here. So 750 there as well. So all I've got to do now is measure along that line there with these distances, and then hopefully we'll find our cables and they'll be in the right place. So we shall see. So all these measurements here have been transferred onto the ceiling, as you can see, pencil marks. So now it's a case of cutting and see. But just before I do that, what I like to measure when it comes to doing downlights like that, not marking them out first fixing, but actually when I'm second fixing, I find that this, so we are ruler, which unfolds, and as you can see it folds up, etc. I find that a lot better to measure out my distances because it's rigid, so you can put it up against the ceiling like that and it's nice and rigid and it doesn't move around. So yeah, if you've got it doesn't flop around, whereas a tape measure you've got to try and hold in place, and sometimes it can be quite not very accurate. So so yeah, I tend to use this a lot more for marking, when it comes to marking them out second fixing. So but yeah, well, what we'll do is we'll prep the hole saw drill, etc, and get on with it, shall we? All right, so those measurements were bob on, as you saw. So yeah, we've got this row down. All my cables were exactly above where I left them, which was really good. So yeah, that's all done. So this row, all we've got to do now is replicate it here. So again, 750 out, 750 off, same the other end, and then measure it. Measure out, cut the holes. Easy, isn't it? Easy this, anyone can do it. Guess what? No issues. Got them all cut out. All exactly where I left them, which is great. So yeah, I think I already showed you, but we're installing JCC fire guards, and we've just got standard white bezels. So so yeah, I've got 12 leads to terminate. So you'll see these 6 now, and then this one is the end of line. So that's they're switched separately. Those 6 are switched separately. That pendant and then that pendant is switched separately. So so yeah, all good. Just had a text from the client saying they're home tomorrow. Is there any issues? So hopefully they'll have a nice little surprise when I get home. They'll have light sockets on, yeah, so did this little garage extension for them a couple of months ago. I don't know if you remember this one, but yeah. So yeah, now they're moving through to the kitchen. So did used to be a big larder cupboard here. You can still, well, you can't actually, but it used to be a larder cupboard here. That never used to be there because the back door used to be here, and then there was a partition wall here which come all the way across. So they've knocked it all through, and it makes for quite a nice space, I think. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll probably put you on the side for a couple of these downlights, terminate them so you can see what I'm doing, and then yeah, I just need to crack on really, get them done. So 25 past 11, so not too bad. Get these done, now I've got to go and wire everything into the board, or test it as well. So yeah, let's get a shifty on. Well, that didn't take very long. So yeah, right. Second fixed all the downlights, apart from this one and that one. That's because they are end of line, and we're going to test for our R1, R2, etc from there. So yeah, so I'm going to go get my tester actually, and I'm going to do that now. Then I can second fix those last two, probably terminate the pendants, light switch, and then I just realised I need to do a fuse connection unit there for extractor fan. So yeah, and that is today, well, and then the cooker switch actually, and then today that is it for second fixing. It's just testing and getting everything into the board. So all in all, quite a nice day really. It's quarter past, almost 20 past 12, so yeah, making good progress. But yeah, what I'll do is go and get my Mega then just test that very quickly, and then stop for a little bit of lunch. So, yeah, just realised before I can start testing I need to terminate the switch, because obviously there'd be no continuity from the board. Anyway, so just terminate that switch. Not bad. So yeah, nice and neat. I try and do stuff that's behind walls, floors, ceilings, back boxes. I try and do it as neat, something that, you know, as if it's going to be on show all the time. Yeah, just think it's professional and good. So yeah, so right, we've got that terminated now, so we'll be able to do our R1, R2s to these lights, to the pendants, etc, note down our initial verification results, and then once we've got all that done, we can start working on the board. So so yeah, probably going to stop, have a quick bite to eat in a minute. But yeah, we're making good progress, so I hope to be out of here by mid-afternoon, hopefully. So we'll see. All right, we've tested the light circuit, put two pendants up now, obviously terminate the switch. Yeah, got the lights. 0.36 was our highest result, and that was at that spotlight furthest away. All the IRs clear, obviously, as you'd expect, in excess of 500 mega ohms. We've terminated that up there. That's going to be in a chimney, so I've put a bigger box on there because that's all I had, but that's going to be in an extractor chimney, so that's going to be enclosed. And then I've just terminated the kitchen, or the cooker socket, which was a bit of a pain because it's 10mm, so got a 10mm there. What I'm going to do temporarily is, because I don't know what the layout of the kitchen is, so what I'm going to do temporarily is put that in a box with a cooker plate and just leave it floating at the moment. And I'm coming back anyway because I'm doing that over there. Leave it floating so they can get the cooker on. Yeah, but I don't know how that's going because I think there's an L-shaped kitchen like there is at the moment, which comes to about here. But obviously I'd like to put the cooker plate inside a cupboard really, so that's what I'm going to do for now, so the cooker can get up and running again. And then it's just all about the board then. Just realised I haven't got any trunking with me, have I? because those cables come down from there, I want to put a bit of trunking into the top of this adaptable box, because when I renewed this board probably 2 years ago, I had to extend some cables because they all come out the cavity. But we're getting rid of a couple of extra circuits today anyway, so but yeah, I haven't got any trunking, so for now I'm gonna have to have just that hanging down, and then when I come back to do those other bits, do the trunking as well. So but yeah, here's what it is. So yeah, but it's all coming on alright, it's coming on nicely. So a couple more bits, get on the board, and we can liven stuff up then. Right, for a little jiggy around in here, and we've got our new circuits in. So cooker, sockets, appliances have been Wagoed because obviously that's over there and we don't want that to come live at any point, so that's Wagoed. And this is our new kitchen lighting circuit. So yeah, put a couple of gaps in here because it was just easier where these cables come down this conduit. Haven't yet excuse me, brought any trunking yet because I forgot it, so the trunking will go up there, and obviously excuse me, got dust in my throat, contain those cables just like these ones here. So yeah, it's not completely finished yet, but obviously you're probably not going to see the finished article. I'm just going to stick a couple of cable ties on there, neaten those up, and then we're going to liven back up. Yeah, in here it's a bit of a mess, but we're getting there. So yeah, what we'll do is I'll liven up, get my final tests, put the bulbs in, turn everything on, and you can see it when it's pretty much finished. So yeah, yo, welcome back. Right, we're all done and dusted. As I said at the start, this isn't finished today, but I'm just showing you part of second fixing of the kitchen. So this needs to be done, but this is dead in the board. It's Wagoed off, so it can't become live. And then this down here, this cooker supply, I'm going to put this into the back of a cupboard. So that's like that at the moment, which isn't ideal, but I don't want to secure it to anything because I want to bring that into the back of a unit when there's a unit put there. So you'll have the outlet plate in the back of the unit and then the cooker wired into it. So yeah, but it's all on now and like that, so that the client, when they get home from holiday tomorrow, they can cook themselves something to eat. So yeah, yeah, everything else is pretty much done. Let's put some lights on, shall we? Oh, here we go. Then ones are switched by that. Then those ones are switched by that. And then I need to try and find some bulbs for these because I haven't got any bayonet fitting bulbs, believe it or not. So yeah, I want a blanking plate for that. I want to get rid of this, but this feeds part of the upstairs and goes through to the lounge as well. So I can't really get rid of it. I thought it was a bit of a, well, I couldn't get rid of it before, so I'm going to have to put a blanking plate over it and hope the client's putting a mirror there, but it sort of is what it is really. It's almost like the house that Jack made with regards to the electrics, but a lot of it is new now. So kitchen is all rewired through there, which used to be a garage, that's all rewired. Upstairs needs some work because there's no earth in the lighting circuit when I did an inspection here, but waiting for the client to give me the go ahead, but we'll see. But anyway, it's all done for this one. So yeah, as you can see, them JCCs with cool white bulbs in them, looking really, really nice. So really pleased with it. But yeah, I don't think I said it at the start of this one, but please, you know, if you like the content I put out, please like, subscribe, press the notification bell. It all helps the channel grow. It is growing, it's growing fairly quickly at the moment, so I'm going to keep on trying to put loads of videos out there and hopefully entertain you guys. And yeah, so that's all done through there. So now there's only one last thing to say, and that's thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Sayonara.